no rules, that means I can bring a shotgun and start shooting people off the line.
The no rules is going to make people's minds expand, you know, and they're going to come up with stuff that, you know, could be the future. And man, my dad, he'd love that.
It's going to be really interesting. I mean, I tell you, there's a lot of people that have been dying and chopping at the bit to make bikes that are extremely powerful and fast. It's going to be so exciting.
For that kind of purse money and the no rules, it's going to bring the brain trust out, and they're going to have their minds working overtime. I could foresee a 300-pound motorcycle with 200 horsepower, and the most nimble, light thing that accelerates so fast it'll make your eyes go and push in the back of your head, you know, hang on for dear life, you know. I actually kind of excited about even to get to ride something like that.
See, racing with no rules is, you know, it's pretty much it's fair game from there, I guess. So you can bring the baddest shit there and show up on the day and do what needs to be done.
Coming from my background, which was in a class that had no rules, it actually made for a lot of creative approaches to the same end result. There were small, nimble bikes with less horsepower, but they would go around the corners incredibly fast, resulting in sometimes competitive lap times with a bike that had a tremendous amount of horsepower and could go down the straightaways very fast, but would eat up its tires, would overheat its tires, and would slow down in the corners throughout the race, especially towards the end. And then the nimble bike would be able to then come by and stay in front just enough to win the race. So there's big engine versus handling, there's horsepower on a fast track, but if this is at Barber Motorsports Park, you're talking about a tight technical track that's going to reward good power delivery and especially handling. Left and right transitions, the ability to corner at a very high rate of speed is going to be placed, I think, a premium on the package that people design. So, you know, it could go a lot of different ways. Just brute horsepower, I don't think, is going to be the only answer.
It's going to take something, but yeah, you could come up like Rich. He could go to tracks where it was known as a horsepower track, which had long straightaways, and still keep up on a bike with half the horsepower. So if you go to a track where there's no straightaways really, that changes. That could definitely change things for sure.
I mean, when I first heard about the World Moto Clash, I thought, ooh, I've got a 250. I've got a 250 sitting in a container right now that's got very competitive lap times around that track. And I was already mulling over, well, we used to run 250s with nitrous oxide. We used to do special first gear so we could get a good start against the fast bikes. All of those things started rolling through my mind.
Wow, dream ride for the World Moto Clash.
I can just think of the possibilities of combinations that will be created. So in some ways, no rules, it does open the door for lots of different creative ideas.
True. I agree with that concept a lot.
It's the bike that I would build for the World Moto Clash, you know. Going to Barber makes it kind of difficult because there's no real long straightaways there. But if you have somebody really good with the throttle, they'll find a way to use the power that you give them. So we hope that we can build something that's light enough, with going with a little larger bore engine, 1000 cc plus, make it like a rheostat, and maybe run a little more nose weight than normal because of the hills and things there, and then see where we go from there. But it's going to take a lot of testing and development. We may find that, you know, smaller bore machine may be better, but you know, I'm thinking we'll be able to get away with a larger bore and get it to perform well enough rheostatically where they can use it, you know.
Is rheostatically a word?
No.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Jump up for 1 second.
Well, I told him you need to run the bitch in there till you see God, and then pick up the throttle, you know, and then give it some gas.